Personally, I have nothing against him personally, but his performance tonight was a disgrace.
Parker's on the ropes, tucking up. Little uppercut slip through, right hand misses. There's another 2-3 shots there. They've come together, they're a bit scrappy. Right hand lands there. Fabio's absolutely exhausted. Parker's still tucking up, 2 shots.
He's absolutely horrendous. He's sitting at #1 spot. He could have picked an easier night than Fabio Wardley.
Andy Lee didn't hold back. After Joseph Parker's brutal and humiliating loss to Fabio Wardley, Andy Lee tore into him with a level of honesty that stunned the boxing world. The former middleweight champion, usually known for calm analysis, was furious. To Lee, Parker didn't just lose. He collapsed under pressure.
When someone's doing that to you, if you pull out high, you're going to get caught. If you lean back and try to stay away at a distance, you're going to go. The only you do is go.
Pressure. Lee called the performance shameful. A veteran, he said, should never look that lost, that helpless, or that mentally fragile under fire. No composure, no plan, no fight IQ, Lee stated bluntly. That wasn't a world-class boxer. That was a man panicking. For years, Lee had defended Parker, praising his...
And I just thought it was disgraceful tonight. I just thought that... Anyway, they robbed him of a victory, but people saw what happened.
Discipline, resilience, and heart. But after what he saw against Wardley, that patience evaporated. He was done with excuses. In Lee's eyes, Parker didn't deserve sympathy. He deserved scrutiny. Wardley didn't just win, Lee continued. He dominated. Parker folded the moment real pressure arrived. Boxing doesn't reward emotion or pride.
Hey, listen, you got caught with the head on the temple. And then after that, it was a long night for him. I'm a bit sad because I didn't want him to go out like that.
Is that because of the fights you've had with him?
No, it's because that he's never boxed a southpaw. You know, that's the first southpaw he's boxed in how long? It's maybe his whole career.
You perform, or you perish. His words were cold but true, and they set the tone for what followed. The legends turn on Parker. Derek Chisora, who had shared the ring with Parker twice, spoke with the blunt honesty of a fighter who knows what it's like to be broken.
I think that Joseph Parker threw it away. You know, they talk about tactics and game plans and one thing and another these days. Excuse me. You know, when I was boxing, obviously things were different, and you know, you kind of, you know, you went round by round.
Even he couldn't defend Parker's collapse. Getting clipped early is one thing, Chisora said, but falling apart after that's weakness. His tone carried no malice, only disappointment. I've been in wars. I know what it's like to get caught, but you fight your way out. Parker didn't.
You walked in there, was game on. By the time you got hit by 3 shots, that was it. Yeah. Yeah.
So do you think the fight...
He froze. Chisora noted that Parker wasn't throwing much back. He should have grabbed on, taken a knee, or at least thrown something. Instead, he sat behind his guard taking punches. It looked messy. It looked like he was under attack and had no idea what to do. Chisora's sympathy...
Throwing much back. He should have either grabbed on, took a knee, or at least threw a bit more back. He was sitting back with his guard up, taking punches. It looked messy. It looked like he was under attack, and he was...
sounded more like pity. Wardley's power, he admitted, exposed a man who looked untested, unprepared, and undone. He didn't just lose, Chisora said. He looked lost. McKenzie and Froch deliver the hard truth. Former world champion Duke McKenzie summed it up in one brutal...
I mean, the only thing that disappointed me about Parker was he threw it away. Because tactically, got his tactics all wrong. I know in heavyweight boxing, all heavyweights hit hard, but Fabio Wardley's on a great run of knockouts, right? Just knocking everyone out. Anybody they put in front of me blows.
Line. Parker threw it away, plain and simple. His analysis was surgical. No rhythm, no urgency, no tactical discipline. Instead of thinking like a champion, he boxed like a man scared to make mistakes. Wardley didn't outbox him. He outthought him.
you get caught in big shots, and you know there was a good few punches. I wasn't counting, but it looked like a lot. Obviously, I'm concerned for Joe because he's a friend and you know, close friend, and you don't want to see anybody get hurt. But it was what it was.
Second of every round. Carl Froch, known for his analytical precision, echoed the sentiment. Parker just stood there, frozen behind his guard, Froch said. He was hoping the storm would pass, but Fabio didn't let him breathe. Froch's tone carried disappointment rather than hatred, but the frustration was clear. A real champion knows how to endure, how to adapt, he said. Parker looked like a man waiting for the referee to save him. McKenzie's verdict cut even deeper. This wasn't about power. It was about IQ. Fabio adjusted, evolved, and executed. Parker just kept repeating the same mistakes until they broke him. Even Fury couldn't defend him. Even Tyson Fury.
Unbelievable fight, really. Ended up being a great fight. It wasn't one I was overly excited for, really. Amazing, really. Amazing. So I thought Parker would win. I didn't really have any doubts Parker would win.
Fury, Parker's longtime friend and supporter, couldn't find excuses. He spoke with concern, but his tone was heavy with realism. Fabio dominated him clean. No controversy, no excuses, Fury said. When your own corner admits you took too much, that tells the whole story. Fury added, Parker's pride fell harder than any punch. The final blow. The fighter's verdict. Dave Allen's reaction captured the disbelief felt by many. Like countless analysts, he had believed Parker's experience would see him through. Instead, he watched a veteran unravel before his eyes. I couldn't believe what I was watching, Allen said. Parker's timing, defense, sharpness.
Joe got on top of him at times, doubling the left hook up, hitting him with the right hand, had him all over, he was reeling all over Fabio Wardley, but he bit down his gum shield. He thought, right, fuck you. I've got the power to straighten this right out, and that's what he did in the 11th round.
It all disappeared once Fabio took control. Allen's disbelief wasn't confusion. It was realization. Fabio had everything. The power, the composure, the hunger. Parker had none of it. Fabio's win wasn't luck. It was inevitability. He took every advantage and turned it into dominance. That's what great fighters do. John Fury's respect for Wardley. John Fury, a man who values grit above all else, couldn't hide his admiration for Wardley. Even when Parker landed clean, Fabio didn't fold, he said. That's what separates contenders from champions, the willingness to suffer and keep pushing forward. Fury
was winning most of the rounds, but you know, Wardley's got that big equaliser and rattled them, and Joseph's my friend. It's hard to watch your friend getting punched.
Emphasized the mental side of the fight. Parker fought in moments. Fabio fought on belief. He took punishment, learned instantly, and came back stronger. That gum shield moment, that was everything. That's a man who refuses to quit for Fury. Fabio's heart and focus defined the fight. Parker showed flashes, he said, but Fabio showed greatness. The night the torch was passed. John Fury's reaction carried respect, not surprise. I've seen fighters with heart before, he said, but this was something else. Fabio's conviction belongs to a different level. Then came David Higgins, Joseph Parker's longtime promoter and ally.
My face, I've got to get a job done here. So after the things he said the last time, he knows he probably mugged himself off. I think that probably hurt him more than anything, hurt his pride.
A man torn between loyalty and truth. Parker did well in moments, Higgins admitted. But once Fabio connected, everything changed. That wasn't luck. That was precision. Higgins's tone carried both sympathy and surrender. Fabio broke him down mentally and physically, he continued. Every round, another piece of Parker's confidence disappeared. He stopped short of calling it humiliation, but the message was clear. Fabio was better in every department. Timing, composure, instinct. Parker wasn't beaten by chance. He was dismantled. Nelson's brutal honesty. Johnny Nelson's verdict was merciless. This wasn't about ability, he said. It was about ego. The pre-fight confidence, the talk, the promises, all gone within minutes. Fabio didn't just take...
Easy fight, you know. I see Parker was 7 rounds maybe
I think Parker win, you know. But, you know, this is a heavyweight boxing, you know, one punch can change a fight, you know, and you see the result, you know. I don't know why Parker, after 7 rounds, he go back. I think he have too much muscle, you know, too much weight. A little bit, I think not so much condition.
Parker's belt. He took his pride. Nelson explained how each punch reminded fans that Parker's composure had vanished the moment pressure arrived. "I know pride," he said. "What I saw after that fight wasn't grace. It was shame." For Nelson, Fabio Wardley didn't just expose Parker. He exposed the gap between talk and talent. Cabayel's shock and admiration. Rising heavyweight Ajit Cabayel echoed what many felt: disbelief. "I couldn't understand how Parker's dominance turned to disaster so fast," he said. "I give Fabio full credit. He earned that win." Cabayel pointed out that Parker looked strong early. "I think he blew his tank in the round before," he noted. "He emptied everything, and that was it." To him, the loss wasn't about power.
Guys had their moments in there. It was ebb and flow, and you know what it is, I was like, Fabio hit him with some good shots. Fabio needs to do a bit more. But Fabio's always, he's like the Deontay Wilder of the UK, man. He always has that equal there down the stretch. I mean, I think Parker blew his tank in that round before, where he literally let it out, and then kind of that was his, it wasn't what the goose.
Or conditioning. It was mentality. Fabio didn't win by luck. He won by will. That one punch that shifted the fight, Cabayel explained, wasn't random. It was built on pressure, patience, and timing. Once Fabio took control, Parker's conditioning collapsed. His energy drained. His rhythm vanished. Fabio, meanwhile, looked fresher, sharper, like he was just getting started. Cabayel's tone mixed confusion with admiration. The way Fabio flipped the fight, that's what champions do. Parker learned the hardest lesson in boxing. Talent means nothing without composure. Dean White's tactical breakdown. Dean White, ever the strategist, broke the fight down clinically. "Parker finished himself," he said. "He blew out early trying to win in bursts." Fabio fought with...
Early. He was tired. He may have just robbed Fabio Wardley there of a great stoppage, which is what I was saying with me and Groves. It stopped a bit too early. If the fight was going to carry on, I would have got the conclusive finish. Fabio Wardley may have just got the
purpose. That, White explained, was the difference. Fabio stayed patient, waited for Parker's tank to empty, then punished him. That's ring IQ. White compared Wardley's power and control to Deontay Wilder's, but with discipline. Fabio didn't rush. He stayed composed until chaos bent to his will, Froch's final word. Carl Froch, analyzing again later, delivered the verdict many fans were already thinking. "Fabio was seconds away from the perfect finish," he said. While he didn't criticize the referee for stopping it, Froch admitted, fans were robbed of a highlight reel knockout. Parker was done. His guard gone, his legs gone, his confidence shattered. One more clean shot and it would have been over. Froch compared it to his own rematch with George Groves, a fight where one moment changed everything. "Fabio had that same killer instinct," he said. "He had total control. That's what separates contenders from champions." And Froch was right. Fabio didn't just beat Joseph Parker. He dominated him. Every round was a display of composure, timing, and precision. Parker, by contrast, looked drained, like a man chasing the ghosts of the fighter he once was. A shift in power. That night wasn't an upset. It was a power shift. Fabio Wardley proved he's not just one of the most dangerous punchers in the division, but one of the calmest minds under pressure. He fought with intelligence, not emotion, with belief, not fear. For Parker, the loss was more than defeat. It was exposure. The cracks that once seemed small now looked like craters. If a rematch ever happens, it won't be about redemption. It'll be about reinvention. Because Fabio Wardley isn't a lucky puncher. He's a rising force. His confidence is